Why must we put an end to child marriages? Childhood is over when a child marries. It severely affects children's civil and human rights to learning, general well-being and protection. These implications have an impact not only on the girl but also on her family and the community. A girl who married as a child seems to be more likely to drop out of school, not work, and not make a significant contribution to her community. This is the story of a 62-year-old man marries an 11-year-old. Check out the reason for that. But before we dig down deep, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to get updated whenever a new video is published. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. According to a court hearing, a 14-year-old helpless little girl has been obliged to marry a man 2 decades her senior in a Melbourne mosque. The young teen is shown in video evidence of her wedding wearing a simple light blue headscarf in a tiny space concealed just at the bottom of the suburban mosque, as she waited patiently in denial to marry a man she had presumably only known for several days. The wedding occurred in September 2016. However, this video surfaced in 2017 in the midst of a massive rise in reports of forcible innocent marriages in Australia in recent years. Mohammed Shakir, presently 36, broke down in tears in the trial as he agreed to plead guilty to conducting a formal wedding ceremony with such a person under the age of marriage at Noble Park Mosque last September 2016. Police discovered the video clips on the old man's device and took him and the Imam Ibrahim Omadik. Since he was the chief of the Bosnian Islamic Society and the Noble Park Mosque, he managed to perform the ceremony. 2 charges against the supposedly happy newlywed Shakir, as he had copulation with the innocent girl just after the wedding, were dropped as part of his plea. Per the Australian media, Shakir cried after trying to enter his plea after what was supposed to be a pre-trial sentencing hearing after spending 6 months in imprisonment pending the court case. The case was postponed until September 2017. A Burmese intermediary assisted him in court. The teen, who had been in court, tried to wipe her tears away as well. Mr. Omadik, 61, was charged in Melbourne's Magistrate Court with causing a vulnerable young girl to join in something like child marriage. Since being detained in November, he has been fined and his marriage licence was withdrawn. His lawyer stated that the defensive line would determine whether or not that this marriage ceremony was planned. From December 2014 to January 2017, 57 abused innocent child brides were reported in Australia, in which the legal marriage age is 18 years of old and above. The union between a 16 or 17-year-old as an adult is only permitted in exceptional and unusual circumstances. 34 of the young kids were between the ages of 16 and 17. 12 of them were mainly between the ages of 14 and 15. 7 children were between the age of 10 and 13. And 4 of the children were under the age of 10. The overwhelming majority of these misdemeanours occurred in the Sydney area. Plan International Australia, a child protection organisation, has recognised 250 cases of child marriages in Australia over the last 2 years. Though barely legal, marriage wasn't really declared illegal until 2013. Authorities could not indeed arrest and charge for incidents before that date. The amount of investigation by the federal police, on the other hand, has more than skyrocketed in the last year to 69. Children being forced into marriage carry a maximum sentence of 25 years in prison. Such unions have no legal standing and are generally deliberately secret. The Aussie Administration Family and Social Services Minister, Prue Goward, informed the Aussie Network it's frightening to think of little girls that haven't even hit puberty of being regarded for marriage and individuals trying to organise that marriage. According to Laura Vidal of the Freedom Partnership, which also appears to work to stop modern-day slavery in Australia, the lengthy effects of child marriages could be pretty significant, including forcible or unplanned children and abandonment from schooling. The Victoria Board of Imams released a statement condemning violence and child marriages. Minors' marriages are prohibited in Australia, and Australian Muslims, they are expected to monitor and honour Australian laws, according to the remark. Imams must invite both the soon-to-be married couple in person before even the civil wedding to guarantee that the participants are of marrying age. Both gave consent, according to the comment. According to data provided mainly by Home and Foreign Offices, forced marriages, which include child marriages, are already in the rise in the United Kingdom. According to statistics from 2015 to 2016, there was a 17% growth in the number of children presumed to have been obligated into a marriage between the old men. In 2016, the Forced Marriages Unit in the United Kingdom provided help or guidance in 1,428 cases involving plausible forced marriages, with 26% of these implicating victims under 18. The same happened in our last story. Outrage after a Malaysian man marries an 11-year-old girl. Global angst has grown just after the 41-year-old self-proclaimed imam decided to take the 11-year-old child of a poor couple as his third wife. Malaysian Muslims said children under the age of 16 are allowed to get married with the approval of a ritual court. However, the nation's Female and Communities Ministry stated that there has been no documentation of religious authorities accepting the union, which occurred in 2018 across the demarcation line in Thailand's Muslim-majority far south. Their officers arrived at the house and met with the victim's mother. The assistant party leader, Wan Azhar Wan Ismail, has been mentioned in the Star newspaper as saying they will wait for further findings before actually making a decision on the next course of action. If somehow the 41-year-old husband marries the girl without authorisation, he faces a 6-month prison sentence. Malaysian activist groups have already called for legislative changes to stop child marriage, which is common amongst some Muslim minorities. According to advocacy groups, approximately 16,000 Malaysian girls as young as 15 are indeed married. Getting married to an 11-year-old girl is comparable to the behaviour and attitude of a child molester or pedophile, according to child activist Saeed Azmi Al-Abishi. The man seems to have been a successful trader who has already been married to 2 women, where the kids' parents were poverty-stricken rubber farmers. In Malaysia, Muslim men have always been permitted to have multiple wives, maximum of 4. The episode has left the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, enraged. It's disturbing and inexcusable. According to Marianne Clark-Hatting, UNICEF's Malay representative, the administration must fulfil its pledge to prohibit forced marriages. Each day, millions worldwide transform to The Guardian for accessible, independent and high-quality news, and people who read in 180 countries around the world now afford to support them. They genuinely think that everyone has the right to be informed based on scientific evidence and truth, and analysis based on authority and integrity. That is why they made a different decision to keep their reporting accessible to all readers, regardless of background or how much they manage to spend. More individuals will be informed appropriately, reunified and encouraged to create purposeful action due to this. According to the news press, Ayu agreed to the union just after the old man showed his intention of marrying her. The child's family decided on the circumstances that it would be a nikah gaunting, or suspended marriage, and that he sit tight till the time she managed to turn 16, Malaysia's civil marriage age, before actually having lived with each other as a married couple. Karim was aware that his third wife is just 11 years old, that she does not attend classes, and that she should be 16 years old before they can live next to each other. Karim told Malaysian news agency Bernama that Ayu agrees with him on this. He stated that on June 18, he decided to attend a wedding solemnisation ceremony involving Ayu's family members who have provided their gifts. Frustration over the union is increasing worldwide, and Karim has indeed been branded a child molester on social networks by outraged Malaysian people who have already started calling on officials to respond with force. Karim's second wife started telling the Star online that she approached him with his first wife when he was 41 years old. A truth-seeking individual is critical in these difficult times. We have to be observant and well-informed for us to do something with this kind of issue. These are just 2 stories out of numerous cases and experiences of such young children being the prey of the adult predators. Let's protect these children by helping them enhance their sense of individuality and self-consciousness by informing them of their fundamental human rights, their lawful entitlement to refuse marriage, and wellness and sex education programs. And that is all for today's video. What can you say about child marriages? How can we help prevent or stop child marriages? What can we do to improve the lacking aspect of the government with this issue? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Before leaving, be sure to leave this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to get updated on our future content. With that being said, see you in the next one.